What's up, sporting connoisseurs? March Madness is here. The premier men's NCAA basketball tournament is currently underway.
I thought it was time to do a big logo ranking tier list. We have a lot of logos to get through right now. Here we have our tier list with all 64 teams in the main bracket. I have excluded the first 4 teams that lost since those matchups don't technically count. They are only play-in games. Let's just get this underway though with our first team.
It is Grambling State starting off this tier list, and I'm going to put it in C tier. It is very average. It's kind of a copycat logo of the Georgia Bulldogs, of the Green Bay Packers, so that's why it is at C tier. It's just average. It's just a G, very average logo for Grambling State. Now into Marquette. I think this one's decent. I like the lettering. I like the fonts. I like the Marquette banner through the middle. It's pretty good. I'm going to put an A tier. I think the colors are solid. I just like it overall for Marquette. Now we have Iowa State. Iowa State's going to go in B tier. I think it's a pretty good logo. You have the I State. Pretty simple, pretty basic. The colors are good though. I do like the colors on this one. It's an average logo at B tier. St. Mary's Gales. St. Mary's, yeah, it's a D tier logo. It is a D tier logo. I don't know what's going on. I guess the letters connect together fairly well. You ought to admit that, but I just don't like this logo at all. Next up, we have Akron. Akron is going to be a C tier logo. It's just an A. It's just a regular A. There's nothing much to say about this one. Akron Zips are in C tier. Alabama Crimson Tide now, and they use this logo along with their just solo script logo. And to be honest, I'm going to put this in S tier. I just think this is a really good logo. Represents Alabama really well. Crimson Tide, you got that powerful crimson red color. Pretty good. I do like the regular A script logo better and not the circular logo like this one. But I believe they use the two logos interchangeably, so that's why I'm kind of counting it as both for Alabama. But I do think that's one of the S tier logos. We'll see. There's a few others here, but we'll see if we're going to knock it down later on. Now, Arizona, the Wildcats. I like this one a lot. I think it's kind of underrated. You got the A in like a book font in the center, surrounded by a more collegiate kind of looking logo, the white and blue. I think this is a solid logo. Overall, presents really nicely. Arizona, that's a solid A tier logo. I like that a lot. Next up, we got Auburn. I'm going to put this at A as well. Actually, you know what? Maybe B tier. It's just a UA, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think overall it works out. I don't think they have to change the logo at all. It's just kind of an average logo, UA. And then Baylor University, kind of similar to Auburn, but I'm going to put it in C tier. It's another letter kind of logo. Yeah, just very average, like Grambling, like Akron. Very average logo right here. BYU, I always kind of like this logo. It pops out really nicely with the Y, the big capital Y in the center surrounded by blue. The colors do look nice here, but it's just an average logo. Nothing much to speak of. Next up, we have Clemson, and this is one of the iconic logos. I gotta put an S tier. You just know automatically this paw print is Clemson. 100% Clemson. Represents the brand really well. Nice orange color as well. It's one of the S tier logos. That is a great iconic logo. Next up, we got Colgate. This is a standard letter C, but it's a nice maroon C. I'm going to put it in B tier. You can argue it should go down to C tier, but I'm going to stick in B for now. I think it's just an average logo. Charleston, it's going to go to C for me. I don't like how they spelled out Charleston in the front with this white C. It's kind of a boring logo. Nothing much to say about that one. I do like Colgate better just because it looks like a more classic, timeless kind of logo. Charleston, I don't know. I just don't really like it too much. For Colorado Buffaloes, I've always liked this logo. I'm going to put it in A tier. Colorado, really good brand with the buffalo charging from left to right. I think that's a really nice logo. You got some good colors as well. Just overall, really nice in the A tier. Colorado State now, I'm going to put it in B tier. I don't like it as much as Colorado Buffaloes, but Colorado State Rams, it's a decent logo. I don't like the circular shape of it. It's a B tier logo. It's not bad. UConn, I'm going to put it in S tier. That's a really nice logo. The Huskies, so iconic. It's a modern yet iconic logo as well. It's hard to kind of mix the two together, but UConn, they did super well with this one. I like the Huskies logo. That goes in S tier. That is really nice. Next up, we have Kraton. Kraton, I'm going to put in A, and I really like this one as well. Nice modern looking Blue Jay. Fierce with the C in the background. I like that detail as well. Just overall, really well designed. I love the colors too. Solid A, and again, I might change this to an S tier later on. We'll see. Dayton Flyers coming up next. It's a solid B tier logo. I'm going to say it's a pretty good logo. I like the D. I like the wing on the back of it. Kind of like the Detroit Red Wings, gotta say, but we'll put in B for now. Next up, we got Drake. I'm going to put this in C. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that D with the bulldog on top of it. Just stick to one logo. Either keep the D or keep the bulldog. Don't include both at the same time. That's just too much. Now with Duke, I'm going to put this in B tier. It's kind of an average logo. Yes, it's an iconic logo. The Duke brand is important in the world of college basketball, that's for sure. But overall, the logo itself isn't really that special. So it's going to go in B tier. Duquesne now. I believe this is Duquesne. I'm going to put in C. This is a standard C tier logo. Not too much to say about this one. The FAU Owls now. This is a solid A tier logo, but I always like this one. The big FAU with the owl. It just works, right? Everything about this logo just works. It's a solid A tier in my opinion for FAU. Now, Florida, the Gators. This is solid A tier again. The Gators, a nice brand they got going there. Classic Florida Gators logo. That's going straight in the A tier. Next up, you can't really see this on the tier list, but it is GCU. And with GCU, I'm going to put it in C tier. It's a standard wordmark logo, but it's just not a great logo at all. They should probably actually do something with their brand because it's pretty decent. You got the purple as well, but this logo just isn't it. It's Gonzaga now, and for Gonzaga, I'm going to put them in the C tier. The Bulldog logo, it's just not that great, guys. Let's be honest. They could do so much more with this. They could modernize it in a way. Overall, I just think there's too much going on with this logo. That's why I'm going to put in C tier. Now it's Houston. Houston, I'm going to put them in C tier. One of the 1 seeds for this season's tournament. Yeah, it's a C tier logo. UH, there's not much to say about UH. It's just a red logo. Next, it's Illinois. Illinois, I'm going to put in B tier. I think it's pretty average. It's better than all these C tier logos just because it's more iconic. It's just an I, right? The Illini, it makes sense. It's in B tier, pretty decent. JMU Dukes now. I'm going to put in B tier just because of the purple. If it wasn't purple, I'm going to put it all the way down to C tier, but it's going to go in B tier. It's not that bad, just JMU, but the purple really does it for me, that's for sure. All right, next up, it's Kansas, the Jayhawks. This is a solid logo, but I'm not going to say it's a fantastic logo. It's one of the better B tier logos, but they gotta update it maybe or like do something with it. I think it's good, but yeah, again, it's just not the greatest logo. I want to put it at B tier, maybe at the top end if I could do that. Yeah, I'm going to put it at the top end of B tier. It could be an A. That's all I'm going to say for that one. Kentucky, another powerhouse basketball program. I'm going to put in B tier. I like it better than Houston. It's more wide, as you could tell. But Kentucky, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a bias just because it is a well-known program. They have all the history, so it's better in that sense for me. So that's going to go in B tier. Long Beach, I believe I'm going to put them in C tier. They could do so much more with this, but just really plain. I don't like the font. The font is also really skinny as well. I don't know why they made the L and the B so skinny and kind of hard to see. So that's going to go in C tier. So next up, we got Longwood. I'm going to put them in B tier. This is a solid logo. I'm not going to put in A tier. I don't love the colors, but it could get to A tier. It's pretty solid, but just kind of average in my opinion for Longwood. Up next, we got McNeese. McNeese, I'm going to put in B tier. I like the imagery here with the cowboy riding on the horse. It's pretty interesting. You got the M as well. Overall, it's a solid logo at B tier. Michigan State now, I've always liked this one. It's going straight to S tier. I just think the Spartan logo is really nice. I like the green color. All the details with the hat really represents Michigan State well. So that's why it is in S tier. We got Mississippi State now. Mississippi State is going to go in C tier. It's just an average logo. You got the M, you got the state. We'll put it near the top because it's not really that bad, but it's very average. Not too much going on there. Next up, we got Morehead State. And guys, I really like this one. It's going straight to S tier again, guys. This is really good. Really solid, modern logo for Morehead State. I like the blue outline as well. Just overall, really symmetrical. Just in general, really nice to look at. Good. One of the better modern logos in college basketball. So that is going to be in the S tier. Next up, it is NC State. To be honest, I never really enjoyed this logo too much. It does deserve a bit more credit because it does have some cool design elements going on. It's not just, again, BU or like A or G. It's actually got something going on, which is why it's in B tier. It's not really great to look at. It's kind of long as well. Moving on to Nebraska. I've always liked this one just because it's so iconic. It's just a big red N, and I'm going to put it in A tier, kind of like the Arizona logo. It's just iconic. It represents the university so well. You know, instantly that is Nebraska. So for sure, that's going to be an A tier. Nevada, it's going to go in B tier. You can't see it on the tier list very well. It's a solid logo. It really is. Yeah, not too much to say about that one. Maybe remove the word Nevada on top and just keep that design. I'm not really sure, but it's a B logo. No, New Mexico, it's kind of another B tier logo. To be honest, not too much to say about this one. The design really isn't my favorite, and the colors just aren't that great either. Right, next up we got UNC, North Carolina. It's going to go straight into the A tier. This is a really nice logo. The sky blue, just really nice. The NC intertwined with each other. That's a really iconic logo. It's going to go in A tier. That's a really nice logo for UNC. Now we got Northwestern. This is a solid logo again with the purple. I really like the purple, to be honest. I like Northwestern's logo. It's kind of long, I gotta say, but I think overall the purple does add a lot to it. There's not a lot of purple teams. So I'm a huge fan of Northwestern's at the A tier. This is Oakland. This is another good one. Another good logo from Oakland. It's going to go in the A tier. Really nice bear design. Good colors. Nice fierce look for Oakland. That's a really solid logo. Oregon, I'm going to go in B tier. I was never a fan of the Oregon kind of O. I mean, to be honest, I think it's kind of basic. It's a little bit boring. I'm going to put in B tier. That's just my opinion. Come at me in the comments if you want. Purdue now. Purdue, I'm going to put in B. It's just a P. It's one of the better word marks, I got to say. Let's put it like near the top here, but they could do a lot more with their brand, the Boilermakers. I mean, come on, maybe something extra. But anyway, Purdue is B tier. Next up, we got St. Peter's, the Peacocks. It's an average logo. Actually, to be honest, it's kind of a mid logo. I'm going to put it at C tier. Just really average, just blue and white. There's nothing much to it. It's a more of a modern look logo, which is, yeah, I don't know. It's just not really done nicely, to be honest. Next up, we have Samford. This is a solid logo. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to put in B tier. It's a solid logo. I like the dog looking fierce, standing up. You know, it looks nice. That's a solid logo for Samford, excuse me, in B tier. SDSU, San Diego State University. I've always liked this one. I like the intertwining S and D with that little arrowhead there. It's a solid A tier logo. It's really good design, good colors. Everything's pretty good with SDSU. South Carolina, I'm going to put in B tier. It's kind of average. The Gamecock in the middle of the C. It's kind of all over the place, you gotta admit that. It's just an average logo, to be honest. Next up, we have South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits. This is a solid logo. I actually really like it. I think it's the colors for me. Same thing with Marquette. I just think these colors are really nice. You got the Jackrabbits on the bottom. But yeah, I just think the graphics are really cool. It's really well designed, that little rabbit there. Next up, we have Stetson. This is a solid logo. I like that S with the hat. I'm going to put in B tier. More at the top of B tier, though. I like the hat outlined there. Looks really good. Nice green S right there. Could be an A in some tier lists, but for me, it's going to go in B. TCU, just the purple font going there. It's a B tier logo. It's better than GCU, that's for sure. But TCU, yeah, just average. It's purple though, and I do like purple logos. That's for sure. Tennessee Volunteers. Should I put this in S tier because it is really nice? I like the color a lot. It's a really iconic logo because you know for sure Tennessee is the only team with this bright orange color. So you know for sure it's Tennessee. It represents the brand really well. And the T just looks overall really good as well. Does it deserve to be an S for being just a T? I'm going to put it there for now. I just really like it personally. So that is where it is. Texas A&M, I'm going to put an A. I like the Texas outline in the background. I really like that. And again, this is one of those teams where they use kind of a few logos interchangeably, but I've seen this one used a little bit more. Again, it's a solid imagery. I like the T in the middle. Overall, the colors are nice. Solid A tier logo. Next up, the Texas Longhorns. Again, it's one of those iconic logos that just never goes away. Can't really replace it, can't really change it. I'm going to put an A tier. It's pretty solid. They could do a little bit more, to be honest. Looking at this now, I'm going to put Alabama in the A tier. I don't think it's that great of a logo to be an S tier. I think having these 5 in S for now is solid. Texas Tech, I think it's an average logo in B tier, but more towards the top again. Because I like the color, I like the red, I like the black. It's a solid logo for Texas Tech. UAB, I'm going to put this in B. I don't think it's the greatest logo. It's kind of dark in some areas too, which kind of detracts from the logo a little bit. It's in B tier for me, UAB. Not bad for sure. Utah State's one of those kind of boring logos. It's going to go in C tier for sure. Yeah, just the U and the state. Actually, could it go in D tier? Probably. Probably could go in D tier just because it's just boring. It's a U and a state. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stick in D tier. Vermont is kind of similar. Kind of similar with Vermont, guys. It's just not a great logo. Definitely needs to be modernized. I'm going to stick in D for Vermont. That's too bad. This one right here, it's kind of cut off, but it is Wagner. I'm going to put it in C tier. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's kind of a long logo. There's a lot going on with this logo that I don't really like. Make it a bit more simple, and it could be a B tier logo, but for Wagner, yeah, it's got to be C tier for sure. Washington State, this is one of the best logos. Could it be an S? I don't know. I think it's a solid A tier logo. Just overall, really nice. It makes sense for Washington State. Looks like a cougar. Again, really nice imagery there for Washington State. Wisconsin, it's going to be an A tier. Again, this is one of the iconic logos. They did really well stylizing the W here. That looks really good, and the color red just stands out really nicely. Western Kentucky, I'm going to put in B tier. It's an average logo, not too much to say about it. And then finally with Yale, with the Yale Y, it's going to go in C tier. Basically the exact same pretty much as this Akron logo. But yeah, Yale, kind of an old Ivy League school. You got to respect that. But yeah, it's in C tier for Yale. But yes, guys, that will conclude the tier list of all 64 teams in the men's basketball tournament. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree with any of these picks. Definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And check out my channel. We have a lot more ranking style content as well.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.